Author and philanthropist Oprah Winfrey once said, "It is fine to celebrate success, but it is more important to heed the lessons of failure." Welcome back to another exciting installment of the Entrepreneurial SME with me, Rams Mabote. Today, we have the young and enthusiastic Matlhogonolo Ledwaba, founder of the Bread Box Bakery in studio. Let's have a look at what this local business is all about.
My name is Matlhogonolo Ledwaba. I'm the founder of the Bread Box Bakery and Studio. So we are basically a bakery, like a pastry business, and we also have a cooking studio on the side. We do mostly pastries, cakes, breads, specialty breads, and we also have cooking classes for kids, for adults, and then we do corporate catering, corporate events. We do brand activations in our studio. Chefs comes into our studio to come and book and do shoots. Production houses come and utilize our studio for different things, especially anything that has to do with food, or whether it's cook and dine or cook-offs. I mean, they come here, they want to be creative, they want to shoot their content, and then they would come onto our studio side. I started business out of curiosity. I mean, if you have asked me 7 years ago, 8 years ago that I would be here now, I probably would have said no, because I didn't see myself as an entrepreneur. I didn't see myself as somebody who could sell. I saw myself behind the desk doing what I did best when I was in corporate, because there's a skill that I have that my grandmother taught me that I thought I'll never go there again. I vowed I'll never touch flour again in my entire life, because I did a lot of bread making when I was young. I said, there's a skill that I have. I think one of the successful moments is seeing these ladies that I took from the streets that are still with us today, being the best in the game. For me, I look back and I said, you did it, girl. Because then when they are better than you, then you're like, oh, because I don't want to teach somebody and then I'm still better than them. I want to teach you, and then I want you to be better than me. I look at it and I said, I've done it. And that's what makes me wake up every morning.
Matlhogonolo, thank you very much for joining us. Let's start at the top. You're a bean counter, you're an accountant by training. When did you decide 9 to 5 is good enough for me? I'm moving into business, I'm going to invest in the bakery and studio.
It was not an overnight decision, so it took a lot from me to do it. But I think what pushed me is these ladies that made me start the business. You know, I found ladies in the streets. I was asking myself, why are they in the streets? If somebody could give them a skill, would they get out of the streets? I really started out of curiosity, and then when it came together, it all came together. And then we started posting, and people wanted to buy from us, and then that's where then officially we registered Bread Box in 2017. And then fast forward, we are here, and some of our ladies are still here. Some of our ladies went to their respective villages, and then I can proudly say they are selling bread, they are selling cakes, they're making a living out of it. For me, that's why I started. That's why I left corporate, because I felt like I needed to make a difference while making money, of course.
Well, in your own words, though, in the clip, you say it was an awesome and painful journey. Now, these words, I can promise you a lot of SMEs can relate. Tell us more about this awesome and painful journey.
I think at the moment, as SMEs, we are running businesses in the most difficult times. I mean, we went through COVID. The business was not coming in. We had to close our businesses, try to look for funding. It's not easy. You do self-funding up until your savings becomes zero. And then you've got these people that are looking at you that are saying, please don't close. And you ask yourself every single day, do they know what it takes? Do they know? And then you try everything in your power to make sure that at least you don't disappoint them. I mean, majority of the people that are here are single mothers and breadwinners in their houses. And then every time I want to quit, I think of them. So that's the most difficult part of it is I think for me, it's people, because people are the business, because you can't run the type of business that you run if you don't have people, and people are the center of everything that we do as a business. And for me, dealing with people, and when starting a business was the most difficult part, and then it goes to finances, and then now we've got COVID, and then now we've got load shedding, which is the biggest problem for us at the moment. So it's really painful for us at the moment, even though giving up is not an option, but we just, in direct translation, breathing through the wound. So it's really, really, really painful.
You've got an amazing business model of this bakery and this studio, this hybrid.
Mm-hmm.
How did you come about that thought, and how is it working for you now?
So how that business came about, so all the businesses actually, like the bakery and the studio, they came about because there were certain problems that I'm seeing. So we started with the bakery. So at the bakery, then students, because we are posting pastry and all those kind of things, and then sometimes I'll post food, and then students from culinary school then started sending us inbox on our Facebook page to say, can I come and do industry placement? Because I'm not from a chef background, I had to do a lot of research. What is industry placement? How does it affect students? And I did that, and I was like, oh, there's an opportunity for me to try and do something different while doing business. So there was a guy running a studio in front of in like the current studio that I'm using. So he was not utilizing it. So I usually tease him that he doesn't have money issues because he will use it. And I said, can we buy it from you so that we can utilize it? Because at first he's like, no, use it. I'm not. He was from Belgium, so yeah. Use it. I'm not there, so you can use it. But eventually we're like, no. Can we then formally then take it over and stuff? We revamped it.
At the time you're using it, was it for free?
Yeah, he said we could use it.
You could have bought it, but continue. Yeah.
So he said we could use it. The only thing that we were doing was paying electricity. And for me, yeah, so it was the only thing we were paying electricity and water. And we did it, and then the students came in, they started doing their practicals, and then from there I saw an opportunity because while we are sitting at home, parents are complaining about kids. I mean, they're always looking, and I've got the little one, they always want food. And then an aha moment came in and said, why don't we teach these little ones how to cook? And then, but obviously we wanted to do a different concept altogether, where we're saying cooking and baking is as maths and science made edible. Because you don't want just to make something because you want to make money, because we want to do business that is impactful and that changes lives. So we're saying cooking and baking is maths and science made edible, because the thought came when we created our premixes, and then the struggle to get food scientists and food technologists. And then like, okay, fine. And then the research came in, and we're like, we need to then change the narrative to say, when you are a chef, you don't have to fail matric, because a lot of people, I think, undermine the profession, which if they get into it, you really have to appreciate it.
It's a very competitive space that you're in. I mean, how do you define your own space? How do you find your own footing and compete in that space?
Stay in your lane, become different, research, find innovative way of doing things. And arguably so, I can say we are the best when it comes to kids cooking classes, because we don't teach them how to make burgers. We don't teach them how to make pizzas. We teach them how to cook. We teach them nice skills, food safety. We teach them, and arguably so, we have the best kids that can stand on, represent South Africa on the world stage. So
I have to pay the rent.
Yeah.
Hold it right there. Don't go away. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we continue with this conversation.